Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it does not cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a High Priestess. This is a lot of spiritual energy. This is, I think, an open connection to Spirit right now. Spirit's also asking, what's the secret? What are we hiding? What is it? What's going on? Someone has a secret here. Yeah? I'm getting also a G name in your life. I don't know if that is relevant to you. Let's put this into some context. I feel like there's a need for openness here somewhere. Yeah. Let's see what other cards we get with that Empress. Oh, we get to see, we've got the secret, and then we have everything coming to light. Everything will be revealed in the cold light of day, right? So we have now all the secrets being revealed. I don't know if it's your secret. Now we've got the Chariot energy. Two of Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles, Moon energy. A lot of major arcana energy here. I almost wonder if there's some big move in your life, some big change taking place, and you don't have any certainty about it. There's something that you still need to discover. There is a secret here. There is something being hidden that you need to find that will give you the certainty to go forward. Okay. Otherwise, you're absolutely prepared and ready to go, but it feels like there's just, I don't know if this is a person in your life, that G name perhaps, that maybe there is, you're waiting on an answer, you're waiting for someone to open up about something, or let's see, more earth energy here, more earth energy, and the Devil card. Wow, this is really powerful. This is you really climbing up this mountain, huh? Look at that, like getting to the very top of this. This is a very powerful reading. And I think almost I wonder if there's something if there's a secret even that you're keeping. And it's like it's almost time for you to reveal it. Does that make sense? A lot of powerful cards here. This is a really, really strong reading. And I feel like with all this earth energy, I mean, even just the path of this earth, even the Capricorn Devil energy is earth energy. Earth energy over here, and then major arcana. That's all we've got, major arcana and earth energy. So I think that this is really, I don't know, maybe you're waiting for some sort of clarity or confirmation or validation about this really big, kind of powerful thing that you're doing. Big project, big move, big life change, big commitment. It's a big mountain you're climbing. And maybe we're waiting for the last bit of information. Maybe we're waiting for the clarity, right? The communication from God, Goddess, Deity, from ancestors to give us the final green light. Yeah. But I feel like there is something hidden. There's some secret or something that is going to be revealed very soon. And maybe this is that last little confirmation. Maybe it is that green light somewhere that's going to then give you kind of it's going to open the gates, right? And it's going to allow all this energy to flow. I like that we've got the Chariot card underneath because it says, yeah, you are ready to do this. That you're prepared. You're in the car. You've got the engines running. Everything's gassed up, well-oiled, ready to go. You've got everything packed. You've got everything planned. It's just like we're waiting for that sun to rise to illumine something about this that is unknown to us. Just these two cards together. the High Priestess and the Moon card, full moon and new moon. These are both lunar energies. And to me, it kind of feels like we need that new moon energy, but it's not the moon itself we need, it's the light behind the moon. Obviously, the moon reflects the sunlight, right? We need to get to the sun beyond the moon. And that's the sun that can go into this future with strength, with vitality, with clarity, with confidence, right? You are the sun in this situation. And I think we have to discover something within... I feel like it's so close, too, And I feel like with this moon energy, like this is the new moon, right? So it's bright, it's illuminating things. But it's not showing us exactly what things are. Under the light of the moon, things look different, right? The broom handle with the mop kind of looks like a monster, right? Things aren't exactly what they seem under the moonlight. So there's something that we're like waiting for the full clarity. We're waiting for our solar consciousness to activate. And then we can see what the moon has been showing us, but in its true nature. And this gives us the confidence to move into this unknown future as that sun. We are the sun that is lighting the way. The future's not going to be dark once you get there. It may look dark now. This is a huge project. I mean, this is really powerful energy. Very powerful. All of this earth energy with that goat sitting at the very top of the hill there. This is a big change in your life. And I think it may look a little black. It may look a little dark, uncertain. We see the full moon shining the light on things, and things look probably a lot scarier than they really are. Right? Things are not what they seem here. But we're not going to realize that until we move forward with our solar energy and we shed the light of our full and open and awakened consciousness on all of these cards. Really, all the sun is in all of these places. So the first thing I think the sun needs to do, the first thing we need to do is select the mystery card. Let's do that before I forget. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we'll just give it a good shuffle, maybe right there. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, or you have a hunch, put your answer down in the comments. Yeah, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, let's look around again. Obviously, we've got, major, 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 and then earth, 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 earth. It's very balanced between major arcana and earth. So it's like you have this sense of purpose, a sense of destiny. You have this very strong connection with spirit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you are a bit of a magician. I feel like you're really tapped in, I feel as if you have a very, I don't feel like you're mystical really in that way, whereas we try to remain quiet and try to listen to what's coming in. And to me, maybe it's the difference between the sun and the moon here. Maybe you are more of the sun. You are more on the active side of mysticism, right? Which is kind of the magic, where you're out there making things happen. You're out there knocking on God's door saying, hey, let's have a conversation, right? Or goddess, deity, ancestors, whatever you want to say. Rather than what the moon might suggest is that we open ourselves up, we try to remain quiet, we try to empty ourselves, right? Empty our minds and see what comes in. Two different methods, mysticism and magic, perhaps, right? Active and passive, two sides of the same coin, which we kind of see here. So I think in some ways, this is about us learning a different style of communication, not only with the universe, with spirit, but with each other too. Yeah. Right away, this card is saying we've got to listen more than we speak sometimes, right? We've got to listen to what is in between the lines. We've got to listen to what the silence tells us, right? What the shadows are showing us. And maybe it really is about us looking at what the moon is showing us in that moonlight, right? In order to get more solar kind of light, more clarity of everything, maybe we have to take in this more unconscious part of things. Maybe this is literally a combination of cards that says you have to trust your instinct. You have to trust your intuition. Yeah. I kind of feel like, because, your opposite sign is Aquarius. Aquarius is the star card. Well, the sun is the star, but it's our very own star, right? So I feel like this maybe is a combination of cards that says you have to realize that you have all of the certainty within you already. That you already have a direct, telephone line to spirit. Yeah. And do you try too hard sometimes? I'm getting like kind of this feeling that we really are, I'm trying to think of the right word here. We really are very strong and assertive in things, possibly during situations where we need to maybe sit back and listen more, or just allow things to flow. Yeah. That we're trying to be involved in everything. We're trying to see everything. Maybe this is kind of a micromanaging kind of thing. Also, someone in your life is having some sort of kidney issues, right? Spirit's telling me to ask about the kidneys. I don't know if you recently had some testing done or if someone in your family is going through that. I'm not a medical doctor, obviously. This isn't a medical reading. But sometimes these details come through just as a way of connecting certain energies and validating or confirming the energies that we're in and offering some synchronicities for some of you. Okay, so I think there is a family member that's kind of going through a rough time with either kidney disease or something like that, yeah? Let's see. Let's talk about the Chariot card underneath everything. The Chariot card is kind of an energy that wants to do things its own way all the time. Feels like there's a certain way to do everything. And that's the way we're going to do it. Yeah. But we have to realize that the moon is a heavy influence on the Chariot. And what I mean by that is sometimes the Chariot is basing its decisions and its course, its lane that it's in, on the moonlight information, right? With things that aren't exactly what they seem. Right? So we do need that solar light to show us the right way, to show us the full path. Right? It's, you're driving at night, things look a lot different than when you're driving during the day. Yeah. So if we just think that, everything is the kind of nighttime driving, we're going to kind of plan our trip a little bit differently, right? Because things are going to look a lot different. So we get this kind of full and integrated awareness, which I think is both the active and the passive, the solar and the lunar kind of energies, speaking and asserting ourselves and also listening. And also allowing the energy to flow around us. Yeah. Rather than feeling like we have to kind of be in control of everything. And that, I think, is really the key to power. And, we don't have the 9 of Wands here. But if we did, maybe the mystery card, the 9 of Wands is all about strength. And you know why it has such strength, has such power? Because it's a card, and you can see it on the Thoth deck. Maybe we'll pull it out. You can see that it connects the sun and the moon. When we're connected with our kind of psychic energy, with our emptiness and openness to receive the divine influence, and that kind of spiritual communication, that gives us tremendous power and strength. More than just the sun alone, the sun and the moon together. Well, that creates kind of the true self, the full experience, the fully awakened consciousness. If we look at the sun as being the kind of conscious mind, and we look at the moon as being the unconscious mind, the instincts, the intuition, we need both. Yeah, we need both. And so whatever piece of the puzzle is missing for you, we've got to tap into that psychic energy, into that intuition, into that instinct, that gut feeling. And that's going to reveal to you what you need to know. Okay? And that's going to allow you to move forward, climb this really huge mountain, and get to the top there. In the background, we have the Two of Pentacles, big changes. This is kind of a life that's going from night to day, I think. And it has a lot to do with kind of connecting or flowing between, being able to go between the sun and the moon energies. You know, having spiritual energy that is very, very fluid, very adaptable, right? And you're understanding how to communicate with yourself and with life in general, depending on the circumstances. You're not going to act the same way with everybody that you meet. You know, we're going to talk differently to our grandma than we do to our, our best friends. So it's kind of like, it's adapting to the changing environment. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles here. But I think the Two of Pentacles also is the choice that you're making to climb this mountain. Whatever this big thing is, this could be it could be a career thing, a creative thing. It could be a relationship, a family thing. It could have something to do with money or real estate. It could be moving, traveling. It's a big decision for you. It's going to take a lot of work. We see that with the Prince of Pentacles here. This is the builder. And you know that this is, it's like you're trying to get the final okay to start building. Like maybe you're a contractor, right? Spiritual contractor. You're just looking to get the okay, and then you're going to start doing this. And you know that this is the path, and now we got to just get to it. We got to do the dirty work now. We got to do the hard work down here in the earth realm, and build this life, make this happen, climb this mountain kind of one pebble at a time. Yeah, one pebble at a time. And, like I said, with the spiritual energy here, the major arcana, you are prepared for it. We have to focus on obviously the solar and the lunar perspectives of things. And we have to be comfortable not knowing what's inside the darkness until we get there with our light, until we get there with our own light. Right? Because you are the sun that's just about to rise into this new landscape. That right now, that new landscape looks scary, right? But once you get there, once the sun rises, then we can see, wow, this is paradise. It may look like a nightmare right now. It's going to be paradise once you get there and once you can see things kind of fully awake, right? I like to feel in some ways that this card, once the sun does rise, that nightmare landscape then becomes the Empress card. Then it looks like it's just absolutely beautiful. This is paradise. Yeah. This is also kind of a card that says sometimes we don't know our own internal world. But once we bring our consciousness there, then that new moon, right, the darkness goes to a full moon. And then we have both conscious and unconscious fully activated, fully communicating, and we get our Nine of Wands, that strength, that power. Yeah. I kind of feel like this whole spread here that we see is really what is inside a Nine of Wands. Yeah, which is the strength, which is, it's kind of cool because the Nine of Wands, it really has nothing to do with Leo, but it's called strength. And so is your power card, right? The Leo card's called strength. In the Thoth deck, it's called lust, but it's traditionally, strength. I think this is what's inside of that. It's like we've been able to get a microscope and kind of peek into those cards, and this is what it looks like. So let's go to the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. We're almost at 200K. So close. I can't believe that we're actually getting that many subscribers. It really blows me away. But I appreciate it. It's because of all of you, really, that we're here. So let's look at the Five of Pentacles here. In this position, I feel like there is, this is kind of like I kind of think this is like the home improvement card. No, not the TV show. But this is the idea that there's a lot of things that we want to fix. Not that we need to fix necessarily, but it's like you want to do something. You want to take something apart. You want to break a wall down and rebuild it. You want to renovate something. Yeah, I almost feel like that's something that you're doing. I don't know if you are renovating something. It has something to do with a house or some sort of physical material, and you just want to get started. You want to start this work. You want to start building and doing this thing. Now, there's also a financial component here. I feel like this is something that's going to improve the value of something. I wonder if maybe, do you take like old furniture and refurbish it or renovate it, right? Or like, what do they call it? Upcycling. Yeah. I feel like it's something like that. I feel like what you're doing is changing something around that's going to add value to it. Yeah. And well, we could be talking about, stocks or something like stock market kind of investing or something. But I feel like there's a physical component, right? That there's something like you got a hammer in your hand and you're doing something with it, I feel like this is something that's going to improve your kind of personal finances. Yeah. So it's something that's going to be helpful to you, to pay your bills and that sort of thing. But I think in a broader sense, it is something that is adding value to something else. So you're either doing something, some sort of work on a house that will increase the property value, right, or the value of the home or something like that. So I see there's a lot of movement around. And the Five of Pentacles really is the Prince of Pentacles doing its work, right? This is the builder, and then the Five of Pentacles is the builder building. Okay, doing the, almost forgot to start my timer there. I try to make these readings all about 30 minutes, but sometimes I forget to turn I got a little stopwatch that I use. Sometimes I forget to turn it on, and then I realize, oh man, this has been like 40 minutes now. We're not there yet, but we're getting a little bit long. So that the Five of Pentacles is the one that does the building. The materials, the things moving around. This is the builder. This is them building. Okay. So the Five of Pentacles is not always a worrisome card. It is kind of a card called worry. And it's just because any time physical material is moving around, there's the idea that there's going to be some sort of loss or breakage, or like things are not going to work out the way we wanted them to. And sometimes it is things moving away from us in a way we don't want them to. But I think in this case, it really is talking about the work itself. Yeah, the physical kind of, the labor of this building, of whatever project you're on, has a very strong physical component. Yeah. Who in your life is, I don't know if somebody is, somebody knows sign language. Do you know sign language? I feel like you're someone that, or there's someone around you that communicates using, I think like ASL, like American Sign Language. Or it's something that you know, or there's something to do with sign language. Yeah. I don't know how that relates. Probably it does not. But it might be a confirmation or a synchronicity there for someone, okay? And if these details aren't for you, don't worry about it, right? Leave them for the next person. Queen of Pentacles. This is in the environment. And I feel kind of like with the Queen of Pentacles that sometimes we spend a lot of time thinking about the past, right? And I think in this case, this is a good thing. It was kind of like we're getting started climbing the mountain here. And you're almost about halfway up. Maybe you're sitting down having your lunch. And it's a good time to just kind of look back down the mountain. Look how far you've come. Maybe right now was a good time for that. Look how far you've already come in this work, in this project, in this big decision, whatever this is. Just the fact that you're prepared, that you've got everything kind of ready to go, even if it's just kind of spiritually, you're getting mentally, psychically, spiritually prepared to do this big thing. Well, that's a huge accomplishment. Yeah. So the Queen of Pentacles says, hey, look at that long and winding road behind you. That was every decision you've ever made that brought you right here to this moment. Every thought, word, and deed from the time you were born and probably before that, has created who you are right now, where you are, and what you're doing. Yeah. So think about your life. Think about where you are right now, who you are, and what you're doing. And try to get that feeling. What does it feel like that every decision you've ever made, every experience that you've ever had, every thought, word, and deed has created you? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of an awe-inspiring exercise, right? When we think about that. Think of every memory that you ever had. Everything that you can remember. And it's not even really about taking inventory of our memories, right? I'm one of those people that really kind of I don't have a lot of memories from my life, if that makes any kind of sense. It's not about taking inventory. We're not trying to make a list of all of your memories. But it's about that realization, that illumination, maybe that sun, moon energy we're talking about, that realization that every thought, word, and deed has led you right here, has created you, and created this moment. And we don't have to think of specific examples, but we can if you want. We can think of that time in school when that really major thing happened to you, or when you made that really big decision when you were a young adult or whatever, when you kind of made your first career choices, or just these big life decisions, and how those maybe are the memories that stick out. Because those are the moments, the experiences where our path took a major turn, right? It was a major milestone in our path. But all of our memories are little tiny milestones, right? And so this card kind of appreciates the past, learns from the past, and is able now to kind of finish our lunch and climb the rest of this mountain. The next card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. This is all about gain. This is when you really start making progress really, really fast. It could be at the beginning it's kind of slow. It's just like it's a lot of work to get this thing going, and there's not a lot to show for it. Well, we take our lunch, right? We restore ourselves. We take some time to kind of appreciate the past, etc., like we said. And then we get back to work. And now we're seeing that, oh wow, things are snowballing. It's growing exponentially. Now the progress is coming quicker and quicker and quicker, right? And before we know it, we're on top of the mountain. We're on top of the world. This is the world goat. This is the goat that is literally on top of the world, right? Now, maybe there's a connection with mountains for you. I don't know if you lived near mountains, you grew up with mountains, if you're a rock climber, or if it's something, but I feel like this is kind of literal, that you do some sort of climbing or hiking or something like that, where you try to get to the highest point in elevation, yeah? I feel like you have this kind of ambition in your life. Maybe this is a career thing. Maybe this is something, maybe not career related, but kind of personal life building, wealth building, house building, right? Whatever it might be. I feel like you're getting to this point. You're getting to the highest summit. And it takes a lot to get there. Yeah. And this, I mean, there's not too much to say about this card. This is at the top of it all. Yeah. I think once we get here, we're going to realize a few things, though. Yeah. I think we're going to realize that we never really get to the very, very top. That if we wanted to, we could look up and we can see a lot more mountain. This doesn't have to be the end of your work, right? It can be. I feel like this is, if we achieve this is a once-in-a-lifetime success. It doesn't have to be your final one, though. You know, the goat maybe just says, yeah, I like it here. I'm going to stay right here. I want to just exist in this realm. But I don't know that we ever really get that for sure, you know? We could say, I'm comfortable here. I don't need to aspire to higher peaks here. But I don't think anything's ever going to stay the same. So I think we have to be focused on either maintaining our current position, but advancing it a little bit too. We certainly don't want to slowly slide back down the hill. You know what I mean? Well, let's look at the mystery card. I have no idea how long this reading has been. I feel like it's been at least a half an hour now. The mystery card, I want to see a 4. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to see some stability. I want to see that you're able to maintain this current position and that this is stable and this is nice and you like it here and it feels good. But I want you to also realize that nothing is ever going to stay the same. That even if we get a nice stable 4 of Pentacles or whatever, it is subject to change. That's the fine print on life. When we signed our soul contracts, it said a little asterisk and really kind of tiny print down at the bottom. It said, subject to change. Yeah. Most of us didn't read that fine print. Let's see what this is. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Now's your chance. Here we go. Oh, 3? Well, all right. 3 of Cups, we'll take it. This is that goat at the top of the hill. Now, the one thing I was going to say about the goat, but I didn't want to really put a damper on the reading, is that the goat can be kind of lonely. Right? It's a lonely goat, top of the world goat, all by itself. Not you. This may be something that you feel is a very personal accomplishment, but you're going to have your people with you. You have people to celebrate with you. And they may not be directly related to this particular work because it feels like this is a personal mountain. But they're with you. And they are there to celebrate your wins with you. Right? And I feel like your people are there to kind of support you along the way too. If we should start to get a little tired along the way, we can take our lunch, we can take our refreshments with our loved ones. Yeah. So this is a very good card. This is abundance. This is also telling me that this is going to be the peak experience in your life. This is going to be the biggest feeling that you've ever had. The biggest win, the kind of once-in-a-lifetime summit of the mountain. This is getting to the top of Everest. But it doesn't have to be your last. It doesn't have to be the last one, right? This is the biggest one so far. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link up here in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, but I am here every day. So come on back, see me again tomorrow, okay? Also, do you have like a big ring full of keys? I don't know, Spirit's telling me ask about the keys. I don't know if there's something kind of silly or funny about your keys, or if you have like a really just a huge, like a Dungeon Master's kind of keychain or something. There's something unique about your some keys for you. Yeah? I don't know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.